MG. Looks like we're live on. This is my month. November is my month of experiments because starting at some point in January, it's going to go a little bit more full time with this. I think we shall see what's going on the planet. I was literally looking at this article on Rob Report about oh god, inside the Waldorf Astoria, New York's swanky new $50,000 a night penthouse suite. In a Rob Report, I love Rob Report, by the way. I can't recommend it enough. I think if you love like just sort of luxury stuff for guys, men in particular, look at this. Watch this. Joe Faria. Hey, George. What's going on, buddy? Lisa Wellington from the Pacific Northwest. Hi. London is in the house. Am I still grumpy? Always. I mean, even if I seem happy, there's, it's just a surface thing. Underneath, I'm always grumpy. Anyway, let me just share with you some of the particulars here. Some hotels are renovated, others are reborn, as was the case for the historic Waldorf Astoria. This article is by Laura Dan and Redmond in Rob Report. $50,000 a night penthouse suite, fresh off an 8-year multi-billion-dollar renovation. It's down from, I did not realize, by the way, that the Waldorf Astoria originally designed was 1,400 rooms. It has now since been, after this long 8-year renovation, been cut down to 372 residences and 375 rooms and suites. I've actually been to the hotel. My friend Michael McDonald was in town, and he and I went to go, we went to Peacock Alley, the lobby where the clock is. By the way, the clock is there. And it's so great. I'm streaming on YouTube and on Instagram at the same time. I tried to do it on TikTok. Man, is she busy. Anyway, let's move the mic closer in, shall we? So, yeah. Waldorf is a bit $50,000 a night. There's a living room. There is a dining room, a bedroom, of course, bathroom, and a media room with a fat ass TV and some sofa action. I'm sure one of them folds out so you can crash even more people in this suite. It's fine. I have to say, design wise, it's fine. It's not my particular taste in decor. There's a certain visual language that luxury hotels speak. I don't always follow it, but that's just me. Enjoy your look today. Love the layers in the blue and the red. Thank you, Jeanette. Jeanette is tuning in. Jeanette is a returning champion, the series regular. Jeanette K. I'm wearing this sweater and this scarf because it is cold in my apartment. And today is the first day that we have hit sub 40. It's in the mid 30s. We've had some snow flurries today. Let me just read you the weather here on the west side. Currently 38 degrees, feels like 20. It's windy. And we had a little snow flurry, possible light rain. Anyway, it's cold in my apartment, as it always is, because the heat in my building sucks ass. And I've got a space heater going, even though technically I don't think I'm supposed to, but thank you, Jeanette. Let's see. Joe, not sure I caught you live. This is fun because I can actually catch your comments in real time. This is sort of great. All right, I think I solved my how to stream problem because I was doing so many experiments before. Am I even live on Instagram? Hold on a second. I have to go over to Instagram. All right, now I am saying hi to the Instagram people. All right, there we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. That is wonky. All right. Anyway, hi. So, the weather's getting cold, and it's cold. This is like a bulky sort of, cable knit fisherman's kind of sweater. I have a couple of one. This one's in wool. I have another one in cotton, the cream one. Because it's literally cold. I have a space heater going. I'm not supposed to have a space heater in my apartment. I don't care. It's never on when I'm not home. But, that's where it is. Anyway, we are now being joined by the folks on Instagram. This is very exciting. Oh my God, you guys. Let me just take a look at Insta and see how everyone's doing over there. Rory Kelsch, hi, buddy. Look at this. We have a nice... oh, somebody's visiting from St. Thomas. My goodness. Caught you live. Hi from North Wales. North Wales. I have such an affinity for the UK. Barbara Warder loves snow. I do too when it's falling, but can't post comments to some destinations. All right. Yeah, this is a total live experiment. By the way, somebody sent me a picture of Bryan Adams. You guys remember, like my Generation X friends, you guys remember Bryan Adams, Cuts Like a Knife? Question. When in the fuck did he get so hot? He's so handsome now. Yows. Let's see. Love this. Love you being all peppy. Yeah, Rory knows. Yeah, Bryan Adams kind of like overnight, or at least like without me looking, suddenly got super freaking hot, and I'm floored. All right, so if I fire up Insta on my pad here, who is live? Oh, there I am. Okay, great. Anyway, last night I went to see Scott Galloway and Kara Swisher live. They're doing their Pivot Live tour, and Scott and Kara were fantastic. No surprise there. And it was a good show. And they have, I guess the thing is that there is this, they'll have an opening person, like someone opening. And last night their opener was, or I should say someone who introduces them to the stage. And then that person hangs out, and there's a little Q&A mini interview with Kara and Scott. And last night at the King's Theater in New York, I'm going to talk about that in a second, was Curtis Sliwa, who some of you may know. Curtis Sliwa was the Republican candidate for mayor here in New York. I mean, just got stumped, but he got like 7% of the vote, and he's actually my neighbor, Curtis Sliwa. But yeah, Bryan Adams sounds better too. I'm looking at some comments. Wow, we got South Wales. Gosh, got the gamut up in here, kids. This is exciting. Yeah, so Scott and Kara were at the King's Theater in Brooklyn, which is it's on Flatbush Avenue, or is it which makes it Flatbush, right? Anyway, beautiful space. That theater is stunning. I can't deny it's stunning. And yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show. There was, as I spoke yesterday, God, I'm tired. I spoke earlier today on Instagram about how there was an after party. On my invite, there was, and I had a wristband to this after party, and I didn't go because I didn't pay close attention to the email, and didn't pay attention to the fact that there was another wristband involved, and I didn't bother to ask what it was for. Anyway, I didn't go to the after party. So, and quite frankly, I wasn't really, that's okay, because I wasn't really in the mood for other people, and that's okay. I don't know. Let's see. I heard Scott G on a podcast saying how much he values my friendship. Oh, wow. Which podcast? That's very nice. I speak highly of him. But the audience, they do it. It's the Pivot Live thing is interesting. They do it's a huge audience. Let me just Google, by the way. I want to find out how much. Let me just fire up my friend. Utilities, ChatGPT, and find out. Let's just get it going here. Okay. What is the seating capacity of the King's Theater in Brooklyn?
Sure thing. So the King's Theater in Brooklyn can seat about 3,250 people.
All right. And what is the seating capacity of the Beacon Theater on Broadway in Manhattan?
And the Beacon Theater in Manhattan can hold about 2,894 people.
So the difference between the King's Theater and the Beacon Theater is how many people?
So if we do a little math, the difference is about 3,250 seats at the King's minus 2,894 seats at the Beacon, which gives you a difference of about 356 seats. Okay. So the King's is just a bit bigger.
Okay, thank you. That is my ChatGPT assistant, the voice chat function of ChatGPT. So, yeah. So the difference is 356 seats. So I think Pivot should do it at the Beacon Theater next time. Comparable. And it's a beautiful space. But the King's Theater is stunning, I got to say. Wow. Brian Adams is coming to my town, Portland, later this month. That's fantastic. Yes, my ChatGPT voice, I chose Australian male because it's Australian male. Why not, right? So I would like to use this test drive of time to ask any of you guys, do any of you have any questions for me? Please fire away. I love answering questions. There was a Q&A at the thing last night. Audience members asked questions. My Siri is British female, by the way, in my phone. Any questions on the Insta? Random thought. It could be fun to watch you host Cynthia Nixon on your IG Live. I don't know Cynthia, though. I mean, I worked with her that one time, but I don't really know her. Who else? Me looking at how to download that ChatGPT. Were you moving into a new apartment? Was I moving into a new apartment? No, I was thinking of looking at other units. It was just the short answer is yes, I was looking. I did not. I renewed my lease in this apartment just because it was a lot of disruption that I just did not have the energy for. And the only way I'm going to move again is if the apartment is just drop dead fantastic and undeniably fabulous and financially painless. Like that's the only way I'm going to do it. My rent here in this unit only went up a couple of $100. No big deal. It's not my favorite apartment, but it works and I'm making it work. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Any questions on Instagram? Let's see. Have you seen the new coffee table book about Battle of Versailles? I have not. Any new classic wardrobe pieces you'll add for the winter? Yes, I need a classic like ribbed wool beanie cap in navy. I have one in black. I don't like it in black. I want one in navy. I'm going to try J. Crew, Todd Snyder, if necessary, Ralph Lauren. I don't want anything with a logo on it. Uniqlo might even have one. Who knows? But I need a plain, unbranded wool ribbed beanie in navy. That's what I need. It's the only thing I'm really Let's see. Someone here says, if you could choose your next gig, what would you do? Movie, series, or theater? I would love to do a series because it's just sort of like a little longer. I don't have kids, so I'm not worried about that. I would love a series in the city so I can come home to the dog. Or a movie. And that second would be a movie. Theater third. What am I reading? Somebody wanted to know. I am reading. Well, this is stupid. Or maybe not so stupid. Two things. I juggle books. Oh, God, this is awful. All right. This book, is fascinating. Gods of New York. Let me just make sure I frame it well enough in here. The Gods of New York. This book right here. By Jonathan Mahler. Egotists, Idealists, Opportunists, and the Birth of the Modern City, 1986 to 1990. Covers a 4-year period. Fascinating. About halfway done. Next, by my friends Sarah Goodyear and Doug Gordon. They are the hosts of the War on Cars podcast, and this is their book, Life on Cars. This was the reason I had to go out to Brooklyn for the first time this month. There it is, Life After Cars. They're really smart, freeing ourselves from the tyranny of the automobile. And it's not that I don't like cars, because I do like my dream car. If someone said, if I don't need multiple cars, like I would love, really in no order, my favorite cars would be a Porsche 911 Targa from the 70s, I guess, all the way up to the 90s. Stick shift, of course. A Mercedes turbo diesel station wagon from late 70s, early 80s would be great. Or maybe mid 80s. I don't know the model numbers. Or a Mustang, a 1965 Mustang. Not a GT. Although I do like the 1969 Mach 1. I think it's the Mach 1. The one that Steve McQueen drove. I like John Wick's Mustang. Keanu Reeves' car. Fabulous. And this is another book. This is kind of like dessert. I've been kind of like pulling through this one like in bed before I go to sleep. This is called The Little Book of Rolex, The Story of the Iconic Brand by Josh Sims. This is great. If you're a watch freak, this is fun. I have a couple other coffee table books on Rolex just because I like the brand and I appreciate what it is and represents. And I'm just genuinely curious. I like learning more because it's not a publicly held company. It's private. So it's Jenny Blitz. Thank you. Jenny Blitz, super donor. I do like Rolex. There's just the pursuit of excellence. You know, I am turned on by anything that gets into the pursuit of excellence, really. How about Molly Jong Fast? Just read her book. Yes. Let's see. Big Jazz Night. Let's see. A vintage Aston Martin would be fabulous. Someone on Instagram asked, like a DB5. Although I do like the Aston Martin V8 from the late 80s. It was in the last Bond movie, and it was also in one of the Timothy Dalton ones. Preferred car color depends on the car. That Mustang Mach 1 1969 would be great in that sort of metallic forest green. Same with that Aston Martin. Great. Otherwise, black, charcoal. I'm not one for colors with cars, oddly. Do I plan to boycott all buying from November 25th through December? I'm not a big shopper anyway, so I wouldn't make a big difference. John Mayer has a massive watch collection. It's epic and legendary. A little too much for me, but that's John. Let's see. Here's a question. Lori, I probably know your answer. Do you tend to buy local when Christmas shopping? Yes, I like to. I mean, my family members, my siblings don't need much. And when my mother was alive, like I love sending them packages from Zabar's. I love sending them Zabar's, which usually includes like a pound of coffee, some bagels, rugula, and babka. Like that package is great. I love it. You just do it right from their website. Fabulous. Now, this guy, Joe Ferry, excuse me, Joe, is always asking what movie I'm going to watch tonight. You know what, Joe? I might go to the movie theater. So let me see. Oh, I can't kind of rave enough about Frankenstein because I thought it was so fantastic. But I might use one of my screenings at oh god, do I want to see Predator Badland? Oh, Nuremberg. I want to see Nuremberg. Yeah, that looks like an important story. Nuremberg looks great. I want to see Begonia too. I liked Die My Love. I saw that the other day. One battle after another. I still haven't seen it. Criminal. So that's probably what it's going to be. Undecided. Yeah, Joe Ferrier here says, I heard Predator was actually phenomenal. Shocked here. Yeah. Look, you can never tell, you can never tell. I would have thought that there was a Predator film that went straight to Hulu that was great. The last Saw movie, Saw X, Saw 10. What right did that have to be any good at all? And I used, I went to go see it on my AMC Stubs thing. It was one of my free screens or included thing. It was good for what it was. Like Saw 10. Really, George? But yeah, I mean, if you're into that kind of movie, which I am because I'm a freak, the answer is yes. So, who else? Nuremberg was great. Russell Crowe and Romy. Oh, good to know. Do I have a favorite art gallery in New York? Probably MoMA, the Metropolitan Museum, MoMA, the Met, and the Whitney. Although I love the Breuer building. I always fuck up the pronunciation, at 75th and Madison, where the Whitney was for years, and now Sotheby's is back there. That's a gorgeous building to take in and observe art. Yeah. Although I'm not clear on, I have to look up Sotheby's. Like, is it open to the public? Is one free to go in there? It's not just for auctions, right? Can't be. But I do like that building. Is stunning. I love brutalist architecture. So yeah, I think that's the Breuer is open again. Thank you, Tanya, for the clarity. There's a nice little mini documentary, actually, Sotheby's, on the Sotheby's YouTube channel. It's about, I want to say, a 15, 16, 17 minute long mini documentary on the sort of brief history on the Breuer building and its reopening and what it means and its significance and all of that shit. It's actually really good. I recommend it. It hasn't been out too long. What else? Any more questions? Are we done? Am I familiar with Mark Blitzstein from 30s Cradle Will Rock? No. Let's see. Brutalist. Nar. I don't know. Anyway, New Whitney on the High Line is fabulous. Yes, it is. There used to be the cafe on the, when it first opened, when the New Whitney on Gansevoort Street reopened, it was called Untitled, which is often the name of a lot of artwork at, say, the Whitney or at MoMA. Untitled. I don't know what the restaurant space is in there now. That space was in the opening scene of the Sex and the City reboot. And just like that, the girls are all together minus Samantha having lunch in that space that was at the Whitney. A lot of glass, very airy, light. It's a great space. I have no idea what the restaurant is like now. The restaurant, as it was at the time, Untitled, when the New Whitney opened, was great. I liked it. I have not been in the current incarnation. Frick and the Carnegie. Oh yeah, God, the new Frick, right? Been Been wondering if I met Andy Cohen. No, I have not. When you go to London, go to the old castle in my grandpa's stone. Owned it. Okay. I don't know what that means. All right. Any more questions? And we're going to bug out here. If you like brutalist architecture, you need to go check out the Church of St. Matthew and St. Timothy on West 84th Street. Yes, well aware. Have you ever considered getting Botox lip filler injection? Which are you talking about? Those are two different things. If I could choose what film genre, what would I play the lead in? A thriller. I will never play the lead, though. I don't see it. I mean, it'd be great, sure, but I don't see it happening. Yeah, I'm trying to decipher this question. You guys help me out here. I'm going to put this on the thing. Have you ever considered getting Botox lip filler? No, never. Lots of YouTube streamers have been doing it. Lip filler? I saw this clip of Laura Ingraham in the Oval Office. For some reason, her video, this wound up in my feed on Instagram. And Laura Ingraham was in the Oval with Donnie von Schitzenpants and Strokes McGee. And he was showing her all the gold. God, the Oval Office looks so fucking ridiculous. I can't wait till this shit is done. So we can get, at the very least, some taste back into that house. But she looked like she had over the years, a lot of lip, like a mouth filler. And I don't understand this aesthetic where women want like the big DSLs, the big dick sucking lips. Like you look like an overblown sex doll. And clearly you think this is what guys want, or you're going to get a better guy or more, whatever the goal is. It freaks me out. I think the sun is setting on that. Like lip filler as a trend is, on it's already out as far as I'm concerned. But no, lip filler is dumb for them mostly, like not for everyone. If you can tell, fine, but it's when you can tell. And Laura Ingraham looks like she just got punched in the mouth. Would you prefer a villain or a hero? I would rather play the villain. More fun. I've already got great lips, thank you. But yeah, I can't with the DSLs, please. Any more questions? Lip fillers they're terrible. You should get your lip filler dissolved if you got it. You're perfect, George. Oh, bless you. You're very sweet. Far from perfect. George, do you think you'll get another dog? Not right away. And that's it, kids. What about Mar-a-Lago face? Well, Mar-a-Lago face includes DSLs, dick sucking lips. Those big, gigantic lips that scream, insert dick here. Like, I'm trying to delete that. Let's see. Those big, giant lips that say, insert dick here. They're terrible. Plans for Thanksgiving? No. And that's it. All right, guys. This was fun. How long have I been on here? God, half hour. This is dumb. Too long, Georgie. All right. I promise next time. This was just a tech rehearsal. I will have an agenda next time. So thank you guys for hanging out. We'll talk soon.